Now, emergency leaders in Madison County are working to find out why their alert FM radios did not sound last night despite the warnings. Leaders say the radios should go off when the National Weather Service issues a warning. That did not happen last night. The receivers are new and have just been distributed to households in March. Emergency management says they are working with the National Weather Service to find out what went wrong.
More than